What's up, guys? It's Tate Morgan with the Gambler 500. I get a lot of questions every single day. What is the Gambler 500? How do I participate in the Gambler 500? Does it need to be a 500 car? All these sort of things. I want to make a quick video. There's lots of little snippets of information all over the website, on the Facebook group, on the Instagram, but I don't think anything really kind of lays it all out. We do that a little bit on purpose. Being vague is kind of part of our charm, because at the end of the day, it's all about coming out and having fun, cleaning up public lands, and just exploring the outdoors. So I can say it'll break down to really 3 separate parts. Rally, party, protect. Now the rally, and the way that we use this term, is not like the WRC. It is not a race. Rally in the terms of like it is the Sturgis rally. A bunch of people getting together, having a bunch of fun, sharing common interests, and going out and exploring the outdoors. We encourage you to spend as little as possible in your car. If you want to build a big lifted limousine or spend a bunch of money, that's cool, that's great, but you don't have to. That's the point. It may get more likes on Instagram than a stock Corolla or your mom's old minivan, but in the essence of it is you don't need to modify a car, you don't need big tires. These are just gravel back roads. This isn't the Baja 500. These are all BLM, National Forest roads, county, state roads, all over any state you are. I'll focus on Oregon for now because that's where we started. This all came from, me and 20 buddies going out and getting $500 cars-ish. Nobody checked, no one really cared, and hitting a bunch of points along the way, kind of more like a scavenger hunt or Pokemon Go for adults. And then finding a common ground out in the middle of nowhere on public land. We didn't have to pay for anything. It was free. Drank all of our own beer and had a great time. We did that for 3 years until the video hit. We made the video and it got like 40 million views. Everybody in the world reached out and said, hey, we want to go do this off-road rally thing. So we said, well, first we said no. We said, yeah, everybody go away. Then we said, well, what if we just said okay? And so we did. And we had, like 1,500 people show up. And we all kind of assumed it would be ruined, but in some weird way it wasn't. And so that's what is the OG 500. That is the Oregon Gambler, or the Gambler 500, as I would say. In the same vein, when we started to have all this fun here in Oregon, I said, hey, well, why should we just limit it to the state? There are a bunch of people out there across the state, across the world, that maybe can't come travel here to do this thing with us. And so I reached out on the internet and said, hey, if you want to start one of your own gamblers, you can. You still can. In any state that you want to. And so there are a bunch of people in a bunch of awesome states that started their own Gambler 500s, following our simple rules that you can't monetize it, you can't charge money for people to drive their own cars on public lands, and you need to clean up along the way. So as long as you're doing those 2 things, the waypoints are always free, even if you have waypoints, and then you're always picking up trash. That's our way of utilizing our public lands, but also giving back. We always leave it better than we found it. It's a nonpartisan effort that goes back to this protect side of things, which is how we kind of started the Sons of Smoky, our nonprofit side of environmental stewardship. We don't care who you voted for president or any other garbage. You just clean up the garbage. So the rally itself, I'll talk about the Gambler 500, which is in Oregon. It's our big national get-together. There was 5,000 people this last year. There'll probably be 6,000 or 7,000 people this next year. I don't really care. It's a big place for all the people who like to do these things, all the people who like to explore the outdoors, to come together and hang out in one spot. That being said, we do not check receipts. If you want to come party in our we have to rent a big space that costs a bunch of money. We have to insure it, get porta potties, we hire bands. We do this big fun thing. It's the craziest car show on the face of the planet. We do charge $40 a person to get in to do that. If you look at Burning Man or you look at Wasteland, those all cost like $500 per person to go to those sort of things. Our goal is to always keep this as small as possible. We don't have big boards or any sort of bureaucracy at the end of the day. We just want to go out and have fun with our friends, and that's what that's about. That being said, if you go to any other rally, if you go to California and a bunch of states, they don't charge for anything either because they're all camping on public land. As long as you don't have more than 75 people, it's typically, you can camp wherever you want to and not have to get like a group permit or whatever. And then some states where they don't have as much public land, they have to get a campground and pay $10, $20 to camp with them. No big deal. That being said, if you're in a state that already has a gambler and you want to go out with just 10 of your buddies, 20 of your gambler friends on a random weekend, you're free to call out a gambler and go out and do whatever you want. The whole point is to give this idea away. It's free for all, just as long as you are courteous, give back by picking up, and don't charge for it. So the rally itself, in Oregon, we can't follow the same route. There's no route. It's not like the Baja where you're turn by turn directions, because all you would have with 3,000 cars is a big gridlock. So what we say is find your way to the OG using the least amount of paved roads as possible. That means if you start in Idaho or California or Utah, or you start in Roseburg or parts of Oregon, basically find yourself to North Klamath County using as many the paved roads, as little as paved roads as possible, and I guarantee you will run into other gamblers out there. They'll have water heaters strapped to their car, having a great time. If you're not mechanically inclined, don't worry about it. Buy a Toyota Corolla. I'm not a great mechanic. That's why I always drive Toyotas. They run forever. And if you did have an issue, if you did break down and you don't know how to fix it, I guarantee you someone's coming 5 minutes behind you to come help you out. So it's all about, as long as you guys all share and abide by our #1 rule, which is don't be a dick, then you're going to have an absolute great time. And that's what the rally is all about. So whether and if you're having trouble finding information on other rallies, look on Facebook. Search Gambler 500 on Facebook. You'll come up with all the different groups and all the other stuff across the state. That being said, if you're not a Facebook person, I'm not really a Facebook person either. The Gambler 500 is not defined by Facebook. There's no hierarchy or cool kids or whoever. You show up and you have a good time, and that's what it's all about. If you choose to hang out with people online and be the whole Facebook thing, that's totally cool too, but we're not defined by those sort of groups. So party. We party after we rally. We don't drink and drive, and we are respectful. At the OG 500, there will be no more party laps and no more parade laps and that sort of thing. It just gets too dangerous. And so when you come, you park and party. You say park. You park and party. No more driving, no more hitting the pumice pits and that sort of thing. That's what Hoopty Cross is for. Hoopty Cross. Hoopty X. That's our race series. So if you want to go send it and go race and log a time, bring your minivan. The worst car wins. If you have a built buggy, bring it out. That's cool. Have a ton of fun. If you have a UTV, come out, hit Hoopty X. But I guarantee you, just like the gambler, the less money you spend on a car, the more fun you're going to have. So come check that out. Come party responsibly. Oh, and if you're going to party, check out 503 Cocktails. They have a cocktail in a can. They also have partnered with us, and they make our whiskey, or we make it together, because I help. And that comes to protect. So, Sons of Smoky. You cannot have an event that utilizes public land without making sure that you're also being a steward of it. And like I said, being an environmentalist, be a greenie, just be a good outdoorsman, all these things come into this. I don't care, like I said, I don't care what side of the aisle you sit in. I just care that you care about the outdoors. If you don't care about the outdoors and you're out there using it, then you don't have any place with us in our rally itself. So as long as you come out, pick up trash, have a great time, and then also dissuade other people from that sort of behavior. We picked up over 3,000 tons of garbage over the last 3 years. Now that's over 100 rallies and 30,000 people participating in all these events and going and being good stewards of the environment even when they're not out on the Gambler 500. Also, know that we're out there. So even if you aren't part of the Gambler 500, know that there are gamblers out there who care. They see you dump trash, they're going to track you down, they're going to find you. You leave a car out in the woods, they're going to track you down and they're going to find you. So we are Sons of Smoky's kind of our badass outdoor protection gang. So at the end of the day, I'll post more videos like this. Make sure you're coming down to the King of the Hammers. You can come down there and meet us any day, February 1st through the 8th. We'll be down there running the Hoopty X. Just show up, find us in camp, hang out, have a good time. Message us on social media, Instagram, TheGambler500, on Facebook at TheGambler500, or you can even write us an email at thegambler@gambler500.com. Thank you very much. ABG, which by the way stands for Always Be Gambling.